That really was terrible, honestly. But hi, welcome everybody to something. I'd still look like trash. God, I whatever. But welcome everybody. Today we're talking about Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3, but not Pikmin 3. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Yes. What? What am I doing? Okay, so this is going to be a review of me reviewing Pikmin 3, and there's probably going to be gameplay of me playing it, and yeah, so I'm just going to be talking about why, if you're a veteran of Pikmin, like I am, you should buy it. Well, okay, I shouldn't just say go buy it because it's Pikmin 3. We all want Pikmin 4, veterans. We want Pikmin 4. We definitely do. I definitely do. Because I need more Pikmin in my life. So, but I will say that Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I say it's kind of, not completely. I am going to admit that. It's not completely worth the rebrand, the resell for $60. It isn't really worth it that much. But it is nice, though, that we get it in an updated fashion because it looks better. It really it clearly looks better on the Switch. It runs better. It feels better. It feels a little better, honestly, and a little bit better. A few tweaks, like very minute tweaks that honestly could have just been an update for the game on the Wii U if the Wii U sold better. So, yeah, so let's get into the main stuff. So for new people that want to try Pikmin and everything, honestly, try it. Get Pikmin 3, just edit, Deluxe. Pikmin 3 Deluxe for the Switch, not the Wii U. This is dead. This is dead. But there. So, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. For newcomers, we're gonna start with newcomers, and then we'll with veterans. I'm not gonna spoil anything about the story because that's very important. I don't know if this is also fucking up my audio, but that doesn't matter. Actually, kind of does matter. So for newcomers, the story's great. Not gonna spoil anything, but it's really great. The game is very charming, very cute, very. It's just very great in terms of things. I'm a very big fan of Pikmin 3. So this is me advocating, basically. You're a newcomer. If you really want to try Pikmin 3, you don't need Pikmin 1 and 2. Pikmin 1 and 2, in a sense, are kind of. They're not connected. They aren't really connected, except for like a few minor details, but overall it's not really connected. The main story of Pikmin 3 and the main story of Pikmin 1 and 2, they're not connected. You don't need 1 and 2 for 3. So you could just go into 3 and just go if you really, really want it. There are ways to get a GameCube or you know, illegally do it. Not advocating at all. But there are ways to play Pikmin 1 and 2 out there. I have Pikmin 2 for my Wii U, and that is a way. The eShop, I don't think the eShop has discontinued Pikmin 2 or 1, I'm pretty sure. I'll fact check that later. Put it here. Okay. So, overall, yeah, if you're a newcomer to the Pikmin series and you really want to try it, get Pikmin 3. God, my room is such a mess. Pikmin 3, just get Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's worth the money for a newcomer, right? It has so much for you. Me, because I am a very, very, very hardcore, like I can play through the game like it's second nature to me. I can beat the game pretty fast, and I went through most of the new stuff that they had fairly quickly. But honestly, overall with the new stuff and the new stuff they added, and then other like couple little things they added here and there, I was able to give myself a good amount of time. There are a few things talking about the Olimar's assignments thing, the new thing, the like side story. There's one for Olimar, and then there's another one after you beat the game. That's not even a spoiler because you can enter side story and it will tell you that instantly straight out, right? So it will tell you there are two different things for the side story. So there's one and there's another one, right? Those overall took me about like 2 hours-ish, more or less, 2 hours-ish about. And honestly, I had a lot of fun, and it was really nice getting A, just something besides the main story, and B, the just something in it was really nice and sweet. Just not to keep it spoiler free for everybody, you know. So now that's for newcomers. You will have fun with this game. You will love it. There is a bingo battle thing, which has been a staple for from Pikmin 2 to here, where you get to play with another person. In Pikmin 3 Deluxe, this wasn't a part of the original. You can actually play 2 players in Deluxe for the main story. The one thing is, though, which makes me really sad, is that a lot of people wanted like online co-op, which honestly sounded like it would be so fun. But they didn't do that, so that is something they don't. It's local, so if you don't really have anybody like a sibling or anything like that, there's, I don't know, be like me, well, don't just play the game. Yeah. But, after all, you know, besides that, I mean, there's the mission modes. There are the 3 different boss battles, kill enemies, and then there's like collect all the treasures in a level. And then as well there is, again, the side story, the bingo battle, the main story. That's all in the game. So that's for newcomers. That's me telling you, listen, if you're a newcomer and you really are interested in Pikmin, just go for it. It's such a fun game. It's so great. It is worth the $60. If you never played a Pikmin game and you have a Switch and you want to play Pikmin 3 Deluxe and you're just a little off of like, I don't know, is it worth it? Is it a good game? It's a great game. It's a good game. And literally the saying that comes because the Switch is done so good and it's it's the top selling console right now. Everything sells better on the Switch. Pikmin 3 had an unfair disadvantage when it was on the Wii U. This console did not sell at all. It barely sold, I think, 1 million. Was it 1 million or was it like, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know the exact numbers, but it barely sold what they wanted to sell. And it was unfair. Pikmin 3 should have sold better. It's such a good game and it's so good. It's so charming. And it should have had a better chance on the Wii U than it did. And so, hopefully, with the Switch re-release plus Deluxe Edition, you know, it will get a better chance of selling, and it will make Nintendo put Pikmin on a priority list that will give us Pikmin 4. And that's the thing. I'm not telling veterans that are upset that they have to rebuy the game for the same price just for an extra cute card. Don't buy it if you don't want to. I understand that, but I really loved Pikmin 3, and I wanted to experience all the new stuff, the side stories, the new, like, the fixes they did to a lot of stuff. To be honest, difficulty modes, I will talk about that for veteran, like, soon. But, to be honest, difficulty modes are something I want to touch about. It's really interesting how they did it. I didn't think they were gonna do it like this. It's kind of how they did it, but it's understandable. So, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So, buy it if you're a newcomer, new person that's interested in the series. Buy Pikmin 3. It's worth the money. It is honestly worth the money. Buy Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's worth the money if you're new. Veteran, it's up to you. With what I said, it's understandable why you're angry, why we should have gotten Pikmin 4 instead of Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's understandable, and I understand that. But maybe this is their way to hopefully get us... Maybe this is the way to see... Let's see if people really want it with a system that actually sold. So, we're going to see. Now, for veterans. This is now the veteran portion. Instead of newcomer, now veterans. Veterans, listen to me. I understand. You want to Pikmin 4. I do. I do too. But it's a good game. Pikmin 3 is great. We love it. We do love it. We do love Pikmin 3. So, I mean, it's up to you. So we're going to touch on some things. Difficulty mode. How they said there's 3 difficulties. There's normal, hard, ultra spicy. I liked it. I will say I enjoyed the difficulty that it added, but again, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't difficult. This is going to go into some spoilers about how the mode works, not overall story. So if you don't care about how the mode works, then don't, overall, this is me trying to convince, the rest of this video is going to be me convincing veterans more than me convincing newcomers. So if you don't really care, just stick. If not, then I thank you for watching. But this is now me trying to explain to veterans. The difficulty mode was alright. it was hard-ish. To be honest, all it did was it limited your Pikmin from 100 to 60. You could only have 60 out on the field, which, I mean, I thought was a big surprise because I didn't think that was how they were going to do it. Then, all the enemies just have more health. That's it. It isn't much else difficult. Oh, and I couldn't really tell, but the days seemed shorter. They seemed mostly probably 3 minutes or so shorter. I couldn't really tell, but they did feel like they were going faster. So I wasn't able to do whatever I would usually do regularly. As well with the bosses, there wasn't anything else different with them. It's just harder. With the bosses, it wasn't really that much different. It was just harder because they had more health. It wasn't harder because the fights were faster or anything, because that's what I thought when they meant difficulty mode. I thought they would either make their AI a lot smarter, so they would have sporadic patterns, or they would do, not like, oh, they'll start fighting different, but they'll just like, they'll wait, or they'll do different things. Like the bosses mainly. The enemies, I feel like, would just be more aggressive. Like Wollywogs would attack you from farther distances, different things would be changed, certain mobs would, like, Bulborbs would become more dangerous with more health and more aggressive. They're more, stuff like that. But they didn't really do that. The AI wasn't different. No one was more aggressive. The bosses were still the same speed that they usually are. But the other thing I will say, a few changes, it felt like some of the bosses from the game were nerfed. And I'm going to specifically talk about the Armored Maudad. I think that's how you say its name. The first boss we fight. It felt like they just slowed him down, which to me was kind of lame, because I remember in the when I played it originally, he was a little tough because he was really fucking fast. And trying to avoid him was hard because he would blaze right across the arena, and most of the time, he would grab like a good chunk of my Pikmin and kill them. So that kind of sucked. It just feels like they nerfed some of the bosses just to make it friendlier, even though they promised a little bit of more difficulty. I mean, the first boss is the first boss, so I mean, maybe it makes sense that they changed it to him being more more like, a little easier, because he's the first boss. He teaches you patterns of boss enemies and all that stuff. But yet again, I haven't played through all the mission modes either. That's the other thing. I haven't played through the boss mission modes, which I'm pretty sure, hopefully, might give the bosses their full fight. Like, this is your challenge, is how fast you can beat them in their full, like, and now with their full potential. Hopefully, I hope that. If not, well, that kind of sucks. But veterans, listen, I don't know. It's really hard. It's understandable why people don't want, like, that there isn't enough in the game, or there's not enough new in the game for them to rebuy it, because it's honestly, I do feel that. I love Pikmin, but it does feel like that. But I am still happy that I rebought the game. I'm not gonna lie, I am still happy, because there's a couple of reasons why I'm still happy, but there are some disappointing parts. Mainly the side story is a little disappointing overall, because it's not, because I know it was they announced it early anyway, but I didn't watch it. I knew about some of it, but I was really hoping it was just them joking, but I was kidding myself, to be honest. It is disappointing that the side story isn't like a full-on, like how the story was it's not like how the main story is, where there's actual days with the normal time limit, not an actual time limit like in mission mode. It was just more mission mode. That's what it was. I was really hoping that it would be like an actual story. We play as Olimar and Louie back again on this planet before the events of Pikmin 3, and just like, you play how you play. You do the story of, like, basically it was Pikmin 2's story, actually, but a little changed. It would be that, but no, it was just basically mission mode, the treasure hunt mission modes, but with Olimar and Louie only, and just little scenarios, little story scenarios, which were nice. It was nice. It gave Olimar more depth. It gave Louie, I guess, more likability. I'm not a fan of Louis. I've always blamed him for everything that's happened to Olimar, and I blame him still. But yeah, it was disappointing. And then of course there's the whole other thing with when you beat the game, there's a whole second side story, and it's the same thing. It's another whole treasure hunting mission mode. The Olimar and Louis come back to the planet because they need to salvage the what's left of the old ship. You know, the ship that would be really annoying, the wow ship for Pikmin 2. Yeah, that ship. We have to resalvage it. So that's what they're back for. They collect treasure, they kill enemies, they do all this different thing. But it's the same thing. Again, more little side story snippets that make them give more character to the characters, but overall it really isn't much more. It wasn't really anything else except just a glorified mission mode with a little bit of story, which was nice, but it wasn't really much. It was a good amount of chunk. I think I did it in like 2 hours. 2 hours and a half, possibly, because I was like trying to learn the map and everything. I played a few of them over and again because I didn't get platinum first try, so I would do it again to get platinum. I'm very completionist about it. But yeah, I mean, that's side story. Then there's the one thing. They added the Picklepedia, as we all know. We all wanted the Picklepedia, and it's great. I love the Pickopedia. I can say it right. And I haven't read through all of them, but I read through some of them, and they're great. It has all the charm from Pikmin 2, just Olimar and Louis, and then especially now with with Alf, Brittany, and Charlie, there's so much more to read, and it's really nice to see character within the descriptions and everything. It's really nice. I haven't read all of them. I've read a few of them, and it's just really charming to see just what the characters would say or what they think about certain enemies and stuff like that. And then there's like the one main thing that I think that drives me to keep playing is the achievement hunting. There's achievements in the game, or badges, or whatever. I call them achievements, and I haven't gotten all of them. I'm still trying to figure out some of them. I'm not looking. I don't think anybody's done a whole guide on Pikmin 3 achievements or whatever. But overall, I have done a majority of them, but not all of them. They're all separate. I probably might have like pictures with the gameplay and whatever of it. But overall, I like that they added more objectives besides the main story stuff and all the other crap. There's an actual like objective system in the game that it gives replayability, because there's some objectives that are very skew and very funny to be not funny, but they're very, very absurd, because they've added environment details, some new environment details into the game, which is nice. They added new environment details into the game, which relate to the achievements, which is nice, and I like it. I do enjoy some of that stuff. I do enjoy the achievement hunting and all that good stuff like that. I did achievement hunt all of Minecraft. Not all of it, but I achievement hunted a lot of, like, I used to achievement hunt Halo, COD, a lot of different things, a lot of different games when they were still, like, back in the prime of the Xbox days and all that, and Nintendo doing something like this for Pikmin. It's really nice because it gives replayability value. It gives you little hints when you scroll over the ones you haven't unlocked. It says do this and certain thing, or it has a little riddle or something like that. And it's nice, honestly. It's really nice to see something like that. And yeah, overall, I think that really sums up my thing. I don't know what I would give to get a better version of this deluxe version, or an update, to where we get either they update it to where the side story is more of a story, or something like that, because that is one disappointing pack, and make the difficulty mode more difficult, because I feel like it's not difficult, it's just a little harder because things have more health, and that's it. And there's less Pikmin, which is okay, but there's not much else, pellets don't give less Pikmin, bodies don't give less Pikmin, stuff like that. But, there's also less eggs, but that's not much else. But, overall, yeah, I think that really sums up my whole review on Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. If you're new, if you bought the game, if you're a veteran, if you bought the game. If you're a veteran who's still upset about it, just tell me how do you feel about it. I understand it sucks, but I really hope that here on Switch, Pikmin 3 gets the limelight it deserves, the glory it deserves, and it just becomes everything that we want. Not what am I saying? It just hopes that it gets the recognition, and then we get Pikmin 4 because it becomes a priority because people enjoy Pikmin 3. So yeah, I don't do reviews ever, and I don't like scoring, but if I would have to score it, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 Pikmin out of 10. 7 Pikmin out of 10. Because it really isn't worth, for veterans. Let me clear that up. For veterans, it isn't worth rebuying the game. But for newcomers, it's a deal because you get all DLC, some new side content, the story, and just new things generally that we didn't have in the original. So yeah. Overall, I mean, yeah, thank you for watching. Just, let me know how you feel about everything that I said, and, if you're gonna buy the game, if you're not gonna buy the game, whatever. In the end of the day, it's your choice. I'm just here to give you some insight and all that stuff, and yeah. Also, if you're new to my channel, subscribe. I do Pokemon, I do random game, I do variety of everything, and I'm hoping to grow and everything like that. I really suck at this, but yeah, if you're interested in my channel, sub, like, leave a comment, all that stuff. Also, I am gonna do a Pikmin 3 Deluxe co-op Let's Play with my girlfriend, so if you are interested in that, subscribe to that. The first episode should come out Saturday. I shouldn't say days because I don't even know when this video is gonna be coming out, but it should come out sometime soon after this video. So keep an eye for that if you're interested. If not, hey, whatever. So I will see all of you beautiful people in the next episode of whatever the hell I do. So yeah, goodbye and have a nice time. Yeah. I don't know what I did. That was really dumb. Whatever. Yeah. I should end the video.